So, hello everyone. Welcome to the culminating public event of the Department of Language and Literature, and this is in collaboration with the FEU Literature Society. Um, so, I am Desiree T. Banyares, the president of FEU Litsoc, and your host for today. So, before we officially kick off with our program, we would like to first show our appreciation for our attendees and guests whose participation means the world to us right now. So you'd like to shout out to Manila Science High School, St. Scholastica's Academy, Claro M. Recto High School, Notre Dame of Greater Manila, Buting Senior High School, Muntinlupa National High School, Manuel G. Araulio High School, STI College of Caloocan, Nueva Ecija University of Science and Technology, Leyte National High School, Our Lady of Fatima University, Marinduque State College, Jesus Reigns Christian Academy, Living Angels Christian Academy, Santa Isabel College of Manila, um, Signal Village National High School, and the Children of Mary Immaculate College. So, hello everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And same goes for our other guests for today. So, we would also like to show our gratitude, of course, to Far Eastern University and the Institute of Arts and Sciences, whose support has been integral into making this event possible in the first place. Especially, of course, to our Dean, Dr. Rowena Reyes, and our Associate Dean, Sir Mark Isla, for the support and the platform that they have given us to gather here today, albeit it is virtually speaking. So, welcome to our annual open mic event for the year 2021. And we would like to remind everyone about the things that we are upholding in this webinar. So that includes your guidelines and our netiquette. And also keep in mind that the theme for today is Silid Tulaan. So that's going to be the central thing that we're going to go around. So reminders, we hope that your Wi-Fi connection is stable and that you are using if you are using a mobile or a tablet to access the webinar, we advise the use of headset and earphones to reduce the background noise, and we will be keeping everyone on mute to avoid unnecessary and disruptive noises, but we will be allowing you to participate and discuss in the chat section. So send in your applause reacts or your heart emojis for today, and feel free to share your thoughts and feedback in the pieces that are being performed in the comments or the chat box, wherever you are, whether in Facebook Live or in Zoom. So you're allowed to share the video if you wish to do so. But please wear proper attire and be seated in a private space when you're sharing your video to the live room. This Zoom meeting room is currently being recorded by the Department of Language and Literature and is now being broadcasted on Facebook Live in the official page of Far Eastern University. So hello to everyone tuning in all of the platforms that we are now public. Um, Therefore, the organizers reserve its rights to disengage anyone from the webinar who do not follow any of these guidelines. And lastly, we will be posting an event evaluation form later on at the end. And this will serve as both your attendance and the reference list for your webinar e-certificates. So basically, those are our engagement rules as we look forward to the rest of the day. Um, what is it that we are here for? And we would like to tell everyone that this event is actually an iPass project. May I ask for the next slide? Yes, well. So this is actually an iPass project, and by that we mean that our purpose for Open Mic 2021 is to promote the Institute and the Department of Language and Literature. So we want to show you the kind of services we have to offer and the community we have built for our Tamaraos and also our future Tamaraos. Thus, we would like to show you this video of the FEU Manifesto and encourage you in choosing the home of the brave in furthering your education.
Here in FEU, we stand for future-ready learning. For continued education, not just for our students, but also for ourselves. Because by learning more about our students, we learn how to be better educators. For educational innovations. Because better, more responsive teaching techniques that put emphasis on learning instead of just passing. Help our students be better prepared for the future. For turning knowledge into wisdom, not just accumulating it. so we can fulfill the potential of every student to be a future leader and not just an achiever. We are FEU, and we stand for a future-ready generation. We stand for future-ready learning.
So, the Department of Language and Literature prioritizes the learning experiences of its students. We aim to provide opportunities for aspiring writers, skilled communicators, interested researchers, versatile content writers, and is also a foundational course for pre-law. And so on, there are many opportunities that you can access by being part of our department and the course that we are pursuing. So, we offer two undergraduate programs for the BA Language and Literature Studies, the English Language track, and the Literature track. And we are actually PACOCOA Level 2 accredited, and we're currently working towards more of that. But one may wonder, what is it that we do in language and literature? Is it just about reading books, or is there more to the process? Is there an actual field of studies? Is there theory involved? Well, we are presenting you with this video discussing further details about our undergraduate programs, including our institutional goals, curriculum, and community. So this is a video on behalf of the Institute of Arts and Sciences Student Council and the BA Language and Literature courses. Thank you.
What's up, camera? This is Sarah Nidihilya, and you're watching Through the ISIs. Today we will be talking about Bachelor of Arts in Language and Literature Studies. The Department of Language and Literature Studies offers two major tracks, the English Language track and the Literature track. And like all academic programs in Far Eastern University, we share the goals of producing globally competitive leaders, problem solvers, lifelong learners, and community-oriented individuals. With a current population of 60 students in the academic year 2020 to 2021, we are considered one of the smallest departments in FEU. And perhaps what makes this path distinct from others is an integrated approach and the theoretical framework and application-based modes of communication. We want to produce students who are capable researchers, members of the academy, yet also creative communicators with versatile skill sets through necessary studies aligned with the humanities. The English language track focuses, of course, on linguistic competence. We utilize the theories of language and the principles of its development as a compass for our own interactions. Then, extending towards an encompassing study of how society uses language and how this in turn affects them as social beings. On the other hand, the literature track is all about exposure to literary texts as both writers and critics. Our curriculum is designed to educate students on culture, history, interpretation, theory, movements, and so on through the embodiment of literature, with the hopes that they themselves become prolific writers and profound thinkers of their generations. These undergraduate programs will take about 4 years for completion. And we also offer a master's degree in letters. Our university is most proud of the environment we have built with our students and faculty. Given that language and literature is a field that honors, shares, and celebrates the humanities and social realities, it is only fair that we educate our students in a way that empowers them as people. We admit that it comes with a lot of reading, analyzing, reconstruction and deconstruction of the human thought. It is the odyssey of intellectuals. Our Herculean challenges are all things of the mind and speech. We encounter concepts that are so diverse that we are forced out of our comfort zones. But remember, the beauty of depth is only found by diving.
Thank you for that, Cyrene. Recently, we have also opened a graduate program for our Masters in Letters, which will require 42 units for completion. And this curriculum is specifically designed with particular focus on a national and international modes of literature. It includes theory and criticism, research and creative writing, and so on. And this is where students can further deepen their study of literature. And we hope that if there are any of you that are interested here, you would be willing to inquire or talk to us about it in the Department of Language and Literature. So in the setting of online learning, Far Eastern University allows its students to choose between three modes of learning, depending on their personal preferences and also their environment. FEU is actually one of the first university with a fully functioning online learning system and paperless system as well prior to the pandemic. And we are directing our efforts to improve our services for our students. And because we have prior influence and prior knowledge of this kind of modes, it is much easier for us to adapt to certain problems that are being presented by online learning, and we're currently trying to address those. So now that we are done with that very long introduction about the Institute, it's about time we get started on what we came for, which is basically Open Mic 2021, Silid Tulaan, where we share our love notes and letters to the high school life, where we reminisce or saturate under the glow of our youth. And in this stage, we are championing your memories and experiences, the end of an era and the beginning of something new. And today we empathize with the parts of ourselves that we have outgrown, and also delight in the next steps of occupying more space, basically in celebrating tomorrow. So we cannot imagine a better way to open this rather than calling on to our advisor of the FEU Literature Society, the coordinator of FEU Research Center, and a facilitator in the Department of Language and Literature. Let us welcome to our screen Sir Marco Antonio de Silva for our opening remarks.
Thank you, Desiree, for the wonderful and straight introduction for the program, and also the introduction uh, of our courses that we do offer to our participants this afternoon. We do hope that we see you around the campus and in the near future online. So, um, for this afternoon, I'd like to greet all of you, and, or I'd like to welcome all of you to our event. Today, all across the country, we face a unique but challenging time that is undoubtedly once in a generation. And while there is much to say about this pandemic's daunting nature and our troubled resilience against it, we all too deserve some comfort through some remembering. This is what we, the Literature Society, has prepared for you this afternoon. A remembering of the good and younger times, these moments that lasted way shorter than we were born with them, and most of all, these stories compelling enough for our writers to spare some ink and rhyme for. That said, without further ado, let me welcome you again to Silid Tulaan. And I hope that as you hear many voices and memories this afternoon you to pick up something to remember and cherish.
Thank you so much, Sir Marco, for that wonderful beginning and opening to the event. Now the stage is finally open. Prepare your microphones and cameras as we welcome our student performers for today. So we are starting off with a Humanities and Social Sciences student from Manuel G. Arroyo High School, where he is meant to deliver to us a poem called Blackboard Pero Green. Let us call on Brian James San Ramon.
Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Isang pinagpala at kagilagilalas na hapon para sa ating lahat at para sa inyo, aking mga madlang manonood, aking itatanghal ang tulang pinamagatan kong blackboard pero green. Pamagat pa lang ng aking tula ay magulo na. May mga katanungang walang kasagutan, mga bagay na mahirap bigyang paliwanag. Ngunit nais kong malaman, bakit blackboard pero green? Sasakit lang ang aking ulo kung aking iisipin, pero sige, wag na natin isipin, ibahin ko na lang ang nais kong sagutin. Bakit di ako gusto ng taong gusto ko? Pero sandali lang, parang mas lalong gumulo. Blackboard pero green? Gusto ko pero hindi ako gusto. Anong connect ng dalawang tanong na ito at hindi mawaglit sa isipan ko? Ang hirap kasi sa atin, pinipilit nating pagsamahin ang mga bagay na hindi naman magkatugma sa isa't isa. Pero sige, bumalik tayo sa nakaraan, sa kung papaanong ako'y nasaktan sa mga karanasang naganap sa akin sa paaralan. Flag ceremony. Dito nagsimula ang lahat, sa sandaling nagsulubong ang ating mga mata. Hindi na iwasang nahulog na lang bigla. Hindi na iwasang ang iyong mga mata, ang kislap ng iyong mga mata, tuluyan ang nabihag sa angkin mong kagandahan. Tapos na ang panalangin, pero sa'yo pa rin ako nakatingin. Tapos na ang pag-awit ng lupang hinirang, pero aking iniwasan ang mga harang. Dahil ikaw lang ang nais kong masilayan. Tumatalak na ang punong guro. Pero ang palaso ni Cupido'y sa puso ko'y tumusok. Ako'y sigurado na nahulog na ako sa'yo. Pero akin palang napagtanto, wala pala sa aking sumalo. Dumako naman tayo sa apat na sulok ng pakwadradong silid. Na kung saan dito mas lumalim ang pagtingin ko sa'yo. Ipinagdarasal na sana, ikaw ang aking katabi. Pero nung ayusin na ang mga upuan, alphabetical pala ang dapat sundan. Nasa unang letra ang iyong pangalan at nasa bandang hulihan naman ako. Mukhang imposibleng magkalapit pa tayo. Nais kong makausap ka pero naunahan ako ng kaba. Na baka ako'y mapahiya. Nagsimula na ang klase sa iba't ibang asignatura. Sa agham, pinag-aralan natin ang iba't ibang planeta. Pero ikaw lang ang nagsilbing mundo ko. Sa sipnayan, binigyan natin ng solusyon ang problema sa algebra, pero ang atensyon mo hindi pa rin sa akin pumupunta sa Pilipino at Ingles. Nahasa tayo sa paggamit ng iba't ibang salita. Pinag-aralan natin kung paano magsabi at paano makipag-usap, pero hindi man lang masabi sa'yo ang tunay na nadarama. Nagdaan pa ang mga araw at buwan, mukhang nawawalan na ako ng pag-asa. Pero aking nabalitaan, mayroon ka na palang ibang natitipuhan. Dumating na ang pinakahihintay ng lahat. Ang JS Prom ay nagaganap na. Isinuot ko na ang maskara. Itinatago ang sakit na nadarama. Nais kong hawakan ang iyong mga kamay, pero sa iba mo gustong magpaakbay. Gusto kitang isayaw pero hindi ako makagalaw dahil sa nakikita ko kayong dalaway sumasayaw. Ang gabi na puno ng kagalakan ay napalitan ng kalungkutan. Mga luha sa mata'y pumapatak. na aking pinunasan, sugat sa puso'y humihilom na. Inaaming nasayang ang panahon at atensyon ko, pero hindi nanghihinayang sapagkat siya ang naging inspirasyon ko. Kaya kung muli kong tatanungin ang aking sarili kung bakit blackboard pero green, ang sagot ko ay wala. Sapagkat whiteboard ang mas gusto kong gamitin. Bakit di ako gusto ng taong gusto ko? Dahil may ibang tao na sa buhay ko'y darating na tiyak akong gugustuhin. At kung papalarin siya ang tunay na magmamahal sa akin. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, so that was a very passionate and painful message for a high school crush. I would like to applaud that. If you have any comments or emotions or things you'd like to share, and compliments to Brian James, you're free to do so in the messages here at the side. And I think, actually, personally, I think we all have that one person in the classroom who we pine for in the ways that we knew how, those flag ceremony moments, seatmate dynamics, tas yung JS prom drama. It was very specific, yet oddly universal for some reason. And I think that's the main reason why we are so motivated to write poetry, because we in the end we realize that the things that we are writing, the things that we think are inherent to ourselves, is actually applicable for many people in the context that they're living in and in the situations. And in a high school crush setting, that was very like on point. I could relate to that. I have had those moments. So thank you so much for Brian, for sharing that with us and allowing us to bathe in that, those flooding and overflowing emotions. So I can see a lot of people shout out in the comments, and they are very proud of you for a job well done, really. So now we move on to asking the question. Instead of blackboard pero green, we ask the question, bakit nga ba? And we are opening many doors with this in this way. And this is a poem of self-introduction and discovery by Sophia Clarice S. Bernardo, a STEM student from Notre Dame of Greater Manila. Hello, Sophia. Oh, Sophia Clarice, I'm sorry. There we go.
Introduce yourself in front of the class. O, di ba? Ayan ang isa sa mga unang bubungad sa'yo sa eskwelahan kada pasok ng panibagong taon. Paulit-ulit na pagpapakilala sa sarili kahit na sa parehong institusyon ka lang nananatili. Bakit nga ba? Bakit may mga bagay na paulit-ulit na pinapagawa? Bakit hindi nagbabago ang ibang aspeto kahit na gaano katagal pa ang panahon na lumipas? Bakit? Kada pag-akyat mo sa bawat baitang, kada bagong kaibigan, kakilala, bagong guro at kamag-aral, may napapansin ka ba? Sa bawat pagising mo sa umaga, sa mga paulit-ulit na konteksto na bumubungad sa'yo, sa mga mukhang nakakasalamuha mo, sa mga bagay na sumasama sa dalay ng buhay mo, napagod ka na ba? Sa pagsagot mo ng mga tanong, narinig mo na ba ang pagbabago sa iyong pag-iisip at paggunita? Ang pagdaan ng oras sa pagitan ng bawat aksyon at salita, naramdaman mo na ba? Ano ang dapat punahin sa kada patak ng oras? Sa lahat ng iyong nakamtan, nakita mo na ba? Kasi ako, oo. Sa maliliit na palatandaan, nakikita ko lahat ng aking pinagdaanan. Sa mga paulit-ulit na gawain at salita, nararamdaman ko ang aking pagtanda. Nagsimula sa mga simpleng bagay na may napakasimpleng sagot. Pero kada ulit ko, nadadagdagan ang aking mga tugon. Kada taon, nababawasan at nadadagdagan ang lahat ng meron sa buhay ko. Nadadagdagan ako ng mga kasama, kahit na may mga umalis at lumisan. Mas lumalalim ang aking opinyon at pinaglalaban. Mas tumatalino ako, di lamang sa aspeto ng edukasyon, kundi na rin sa aspeto ng pamumuhay sa lipunan. Kaya tatanungin kita, sa kada pagsagot mo sa mga paulit-ulit na mga tanong, napapangiti ka ba sa mga alaala na dala ng mga ito? Nararamdaman mo ba ang oras na iyong nilaan para sa kinabukasan na hinangad mo ng totoo? Napapansin mo ba ang pagtanda mo? Di lang sa edad, kundi na rin sa dami ng kaalaman mo. Sabi nga nila, change is the only constant thing in this world. Pero sa patuloy na pagdaloy ng pagbabago, mas nakikita ko ang paglaki ko sa mga paulit-ulit na mga datos. Kaya, sa mga sandaling hinding-hindi ko malilimutan, sa mga paalala na aking isa sa buhay, sa mga kaibigan na aking kaakbay, salamat sa lahat ng inyong pakikiramay. Sa saya, sa mga alaala, sa lungkot, at bighati ng pagsasama. Ay, bago ko pala makalimutan, ako nga pala si Sofia Cherise Bernardo, 18 taong gulang. At halos 18 taon na akong nagtatanong, paano ko ipapakilala ang sarili? Kung hanggang ngayon, hirap akong kilalanin ang sarili ko. Salamat.
I believe we can all agree in saying that the youth is a period of becoming. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, Sophia. That was a very relatable piece, and it is when you are growing up and you are in high school that you realize the things that you know in a deeper sense, and we ask what they mean and what that says about us as people, whether it has to be corrected or furthered or changed. And questions, she's right in saying that questions give birth to more questions, and that's philosophy. That's thinking. So Charing, and it's this journey of self-assertion and identity kasi. And thank you so much for that. That was very relatable, very youthful message. So moving on to our next performer, a UM student from Buting Senior High School who is here to share with us a poem called Dreamcatcher. Let us give a warm welcome to Ina Alexandria Oñate.
Taking a deep breath to calm down, and slowly fiddled with the lucky charm in my hands. Full of hope, my mind chanted in glee. Thy test of mine have a high score, please. Giggling, I stood and received my paper. And once I ticked, I can't ask for any higher. Sometimes to achieve a high score, you just need. Oh, and a little bit of I suddenly careless of luck. The dream catcher my mother brought from where she grew up. A charm that chases my nightmares away. Literal, since feeling unexcited I fear every day. That day I went home with a smile on my face, while humming a song and singing with grace. And the cool wind that blows. And if I ever lost something that day, who knows? Horror when my dream catcher went missing. Not seeing it in my skate's pocket is truly horrifying. What shall I do? I have another quiz today. This is an emergency, maybe. In the end, my score went downhill. Like in video games, it was a brutal kill. May my quiz marked half now rest in peace. Such a shame, my classmates tease. With a pout and glassy eyes. The tears were about to fall. And fall it is when my mom greeted me. I lost my dream catcher, mommy. After I told her the story of my test's downfall, she just chuckled cheap. Are you a high schooler or a 5-year-old brat? You've grown up yet you still. My mother then started combing hair. Hear me out, my little angel. Was it you who took the test, or your lucky charm? Did you without even lifting your arm? Of course not, I answered while blinking my eyes. I have to rack my brain to get it all right. Then why, my dear daughter, on a charm should you rely? When it's obvious ability if you really try. It became low when my dream catcher went missing. And it's because you're distracted for such a little thing. Think carefully, dear. Success can't be achieved with only mere wishes, only through hard work and necessary sacrifices. She grinned and winked playfully before leaving my room. And though displeased, I just sighed, letting my world resume. Even without a lucky charm, I aimed up high. I faced my nightmares with a mental battle cry. Success, after all, is hard work and dedication. That I understand after many hesitation. I now strive to work and do my best. A charms and witchery accompanying me on my test. Years later, if you ask me whether I found my lost dream catcher, I will just chuckle, not giving an answer. Then maybe, just maybe, hug my future spouse while hanging an ornament on the door of our house. And if someone asks if it's that dream catcher, oh well, who's to know? It's the future after all. Dream catcher.
Thank you so much, Ina. It was very interesting, of course, to incorporate the indispensability of hard work to the spontaneity of luck, diba? In the matter of the dream catcher. And we hold on to the things that we can perceive and the things that we can touch and the things that we can understand, just to manage every single thing that is going on in some place, and to manage the things that originally we cannot change or we cannot do something about, which we think. So, but ultimately, as it is the person, the conscious and the acting being that makes success happen, that makes the moment worth it. So thank you so much, Ina. Now to add a little hurt, as if we haven't been hurt kanina, in our streak of very youthful vibes, let us welcome a junior high student from Claro M. Recto High School to share with us ang papel mo sa papel ko. Hello, Rihanna Andrea Panganiban. Please join us in the virtual stage.
Ako, si Rihanna Andrea P. Panganiban, nasa ikasampung baitang, at nais kong irepresenta ang mataas na paaralang Claro M. Recto na aking sinisinta. Alam kong kalimitan ng tula ay patungkol sa lungkot at poot na nararanasan kapag ikaw ay nagmahal. Iyong sakit, kirot o kahit anong maramdaman mo kapag ikaw ay nagmahal. Hindi ito yung madalas mo na naririnig dahil ngayon ay samahan ninyo muna akong bumalik sa nakaraan. Heto ang aking imahinasyon na kahit kayo mismo ay makakapasok. Halina't balikan ang una mong kilig, ang una mong pag-amin, ang unang sakit, at ang una mong pagtago ng iyong nararamdaman. Iyong pasimpleng sulyap o pagbigay ng kahit anong bagay na sa tingin mo magpapangiti sa kanya. Dahil aminin man natin o sa hindi, lahat ng nakikinig dito ay nagkaroon ng crush o hinahangaan noong high school. Malamang kayo ay napaisip at inalala kung sino at kailan kang unang nagkagusto at kung sino yung lalaking napaibig ka ng husto. Maaalala mo rin yung una mo siyang nakita, yung kagwapuhang di mo inasahan at nag-iisip ka kung sinong artista ang may hahawig mo sa kanya. Na ikukumpara mo rin yung sarili mo sa artistang leading lady niya. Alden Richards, Dodi Pangilinan, at medyo isingkit mo pa ng kaunti at pumihit pa kaliwa ay makikita mo na si Daniel Padilla. At aminin niyo rin na may gusto tayong tulak. Hindi iyong tulak na kaaway ni Bato. Hindi rin iyong tulak dahil sa nasakyan mong puno. Ito, yung tulak na gusto mo. Iyong tulak ng kaibigan mo sa taong gusto mo. Iyong tipong magagalit ka ng kaunti, ipapakitang naiinis pero ang kilig ay sobrang tinitiis. Malihis ko lang ng kaunti, naalala niyo rin ba yung papel na binibili sa atin ni Mama? Na dapat sa pag-aaral pero inuubos natin at ginagamit sa paggawa ng sulat sa kanya. Ang una mong pag-amin, ngunit hindi talaga pag-amin. Ipinaalam mo lang na mayroong ikaw at magkaroon ng ikaw sa isip niya na kahit kailan, hindi ka niya kilala. At ramdam mo, sa isip ka at iniisip ka niya. Pinakilig pa ang sarili, naubos na ang papel pero di ka pa rin niya nakakapagpakilala. Ramdam ko tuloy na para akong presidente at may natipuhan na lugar na naibigan kong angkinin. Bantay sarado masyado yata akong sakim. Ang sulyap na palihim at ang titig na parang Sabado na bukas at maghihintay ng Lunes para makita na naman siya. Iyon. Doon ko napagtanto na masarap palang pumasok. Pero mas di ko makalimutan ang paghimas ko sa batok. Dahil ang gusto kong angkinin ay nasakop na ng iba. habang kampante ako na baka may pag-asa pa. Unti-unti na palang sinasakop ng iba. Hindi pa pala ako handa maging presidente dahil napagtanto ko kung inubos ko sa pag-aaral ang aking papel ay baka mataas ang aking marka. O sa mga titig ko sa kanya ay sana ganoon din ang pagtitig ko sa aking guro sa tuwing nagsasalita. At sa pag-iisip ko kung sinong kamukha niya ay sana inisip ko na lang ang pangarap ko kapag ako ay nagtiyaga. Gusto ko na lang maging doktor at gamutin ang una kong pagkabigo sa pag-ibig na matagal ko nang itinago. Ang papel mo sa papel ko. Thank you po.
So ouch. So this particular piece is about diba, growing fond of someone who is out of your reach. It is infatuation and spilling over and lamenting about the idea of a person and how it feels to be how it feels to see them and also be seen by them. And hopefully that's where it leads. And thank you so much, Rihanna, for that very heartbreaking poem. Now for our next person, sana wag mo naman kami saktan. Let us welcome to the stage a student from UMS in St. Scholastica's Academy, Claire Ventura, to deliver a not so stereotypical love letter.
I'd be lying if I'll say that high school did not kill me, because it definitely did. Yeah, I know this was supposed to be a love letter or something to the high school life, and yes, this is one. I may have a different perspective on what love letter is, though. Yes, I am a part of Gen Z. This is how we write love letters. Romantic, isn't it? All jokes aside, high school killed the F out of me. It killed me when I have to choose between going outside with my family and staying at home to finish my requirements. It killed me when I had to endure sleepless nights and go to school the next day with 3 or 4 hours of sleep. That's not very generous, right? It killed me when I had to find 10 review of related literatures and Google is not cooperating very well. It killed me when I had to do another 5 because one of my group mates apparently is doing a photo shoot. Oops, did I say that out loud? It killed me when my requirements are piling up and my energy is piling down and I am drowning. It killed me when I have to cram because I procrastinated for a lot of days. It killed me when I had to get my shit together even though I am falling apart. It killed me when I had to go through misunderstandings with friends because of indifferences. The other one wanted to have a role play, one wanted to have a PowerPoint presentation, and apparently I like a spoken word poetry performance. I guess you know why. It killed me. Yet why the hell I am alive? Because apparently high school killed me with laughter, happiness, life lessons, reflections, experiences, friends, and so much more all at the same time. High school made me alive when I was dying from laughter in a canteen setting with my friends. It made me alive when we are saving up our allowances and saving off our hunger for later's night out. It made me alive when we help each other finish a certain task that we have no idea what the hell is going on, but hell, at least we finish it. Sounds familiar, right? It made me alive when we are fighting off our giggles in between classes. I wonder what our faces look like. It made me alive when I make the whole class laugh because they don't usually get my humor. So that's the point. It made me alive that when I cry, my friends would do things that they don't normally do. They make pai pai here, the other one offers water, the other one comforts me. They all have their tasks at hand. It made me alive that in the moment I fell out of consciousness, they became mine. It made me alive that they know me so well, they can be my own consciousness. It made me alive that for every heartache and heartbreak, you can't break me because I have them. It made me alive that I got to spend my 6 years with people who are worth 1,000 lifetimes. So if high school killed me, it definitely also brought me to life. High school brought me life. It taught me to be a risk taker. It taught me that not every cliff is scary. It taught me that sometimes you have to jump off the cliff to see that it's not so scary at all. It taught me that you will never know what could have been unless you take a risk. So take that risk. It taught me that being afraid is a good emotion. It taught me that it's not being a coward, it's being real, it's being transparent, it's being you. I am afraid, you may be afraid, let's be afraid together. Let me borrow this from Jesse Williams. Afraid? Okay, do it afraid. It taught me that no matter how life painstakingly break you, you gotta stand up, get your shit together, and proclaim, or even just show up. And when you get home, you get to cry. That's your reward for being brave in the day. You get to release your demons. You get to be the most fragile version of yourself at night. Because, darling, you are allowed to fall apart. You are allowed to break. You are allowed to be vulnerable. You are allowed to feel whatever you want to feel. That's what high school taught me. So go, scream, go cry, go laugh, go you. High school, this is a love letter for you. I will miss you. I will miss the days wherein I have to curse you because nothing makes sense, but I will also miss the days wherein I have to thank you because I met people that will forever have a piece of my heart and soul. Thank you for letting me meet them. But most importantly, thank you for letting me unravel my own and true self. Thank you for being the platform, the face, and the way for me to meet my raw and naked thoughts, talents, skills, abilities, and experiences. High school, you left a void in my heart only you could fill. I won't forget you. I want you all to know that sometimes love letters do not finish with sincerely yours or with love. Sometimes love letters ends like this. I only lived high school once, and I would gladly do it again. And this is a not so stereotypical love letter by yours truly. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much for that. Now, this specific piece takes a very heavy and emotional Gen Z experience about the highs and lows of high school, as we know, and how it feels to be tethered to that time. And it does so in a very humorous way, diba? We can see in the language style and the approach, almost as if to comfort us in the process of acknowledging the stress and fear of being in high school. So she mentions a lot of things like the sleepless nights and the chaos of friendship and the gushing and the classroom side comments. And I think that was very meaningful and relatable and validating. So thank you so much for that, Claire. Before we move on to our next batch of performers, let's take a short intermission for about 3 minutes. And we are sharing with you a music video made by the students from a class in our department. This is from the class of our department head who facilitates creative process. And this is Upuan, which was originally released by Glock 9 and GSL Grutas. Here we have Micaela Valle and her group's rendition of the song and the production that they have
Kayo po na nakaupo, subukan nyo namang tumayo, at baka matanaw ninyo ang tunay na kalagayan ko.
Tao po, nandyan po ba kayo sa loob ng malaking bahay at malawak na bakuran? Mataas na pader, pinapaligiran at nakabilang mga mamahaling sasakyan. Mga pantay na laging bulong ng bulong, wala namang kasal pero marami ang nakabarong. Lumakas man ang ulan ay walang butas ang bubong, mga plato at kutsara na hindi kilala ang dugong. At ang kanin ay singkutin ang gatas na nasa kahon. At kahit na hindi pasko sa lamesa ay may hamon. Ang sarap sigurong manirahan sa bahay na ganyan. Sabi pa nila ay dito mo rin matatagpuan ang tao na nagmamayari ng isang upuan, na pag may pagkakatao'y pinag-aagawan. Kaya naman hindi niya pinakakawalan, kung makikita ko lamang sa ayaking sisigawan.
Po na nakaupo, subukan nyo namang tumayo, at baka matanaw ninyo ang tunay tunay na kalagayan ko.
Walang galang na po sa taong nakaupo. Alam niyo bang patakal ng bigas namin ay di puno. Ang dingding ng bahay namin ay pinagkaklit at tinggero. Sa gabi ay sobrang init na tumutunaw ng yelo na di kayang bilhin upang ilagay sa inumin. Pinakulong tubig sa lumang takuring uling-uling. Gamit na panggatong na inanod lamang sa estero na nagsisilbing kusina sa umaga. Yaming banyo ang aking inay na may kayamanan. Isang kaldero na nagagamit lang pag ang aking ama ay sumwelo. Pero kulang na kulang pa rin. Ulam na tuyot asin. Ang 50 pesos sa maghakoy pagkakasahin. Di ko alam kung talagang maraming harang o mataas lang ang bako doon. Nagbubulag-bulagan lamang po kayo. Kahit sa dami ng pera nyo, walang doktor na makapagpapalino ng mata nyo. Kaya
Huwag kang masyadong halata, bato-bato sa langit. Ang matama ay huwag magalit. Bato-bato, bato sa langit. Ang matamaan ay huwag masyadong halata. Huwag kang masyadong halata. Halata. Huwag kang masyadong halata.
So thank you so much for that, Micaela Valle and her group from Creative Process. We really appreciate the production and the video, and of course the voice is like on point, and the meaning of the song in general is also very appropriate. So now, picking up from where we left off, our next performer is a junior high school student from Manila Science High School to deliver Sa Pag-ikot ng Mundo. Let us welcome to our screens Edgar Renjen E. Platon. Sorry. Hello.
Magandang hapon, ako si Edgar Renjen E. Platon mula sa Paralang, Manila Science High School. Ito ang aking tulang pinamagatang Sa Pag-ikot ng Mundo. Sa muling ikot ng aking mundo, sa iyo dinedika at sinentro. Para bang ikaw ay isang araw sa heliocentric na pananaw. Mga araw na hindi malilimutan, mga araw na nais muling makamtan. O kay saya ng buhay sa panahong yan, o kay sarap na unti-unting balikan. Sa high school, maraming matatamis na karanasan. Kung ito ay isang tao, bibigyan ko ng halik, sabay hug kami magyayakapan. Sasabihin ko dito ang mga salita ng ibang tao na di natupad sa akin na ikay hinding-hindi malilimutan at iiwanan. Sa eskwelahan, laging matatandaan ang samahan naming magtotropa. Dito walang humpay na tawa, walang kupas ang saya. Di man maiwasang mag-alitan at magkaaway, pagdating sa dulo ng araw, kami-kami pa rin ang magkaakbay. Sa high school, maraming di malilimutang pangyayari. Dito nagkaroon ng unang niligawan na laging nililibre sa McDo o Jollibee. O kaya ay minsan kinakantahan ng kanta ng E-Heads o PNE. Di nga lang ganong kalapit ang boses kay Chito o kaya kay Ellie. Ngunit di naman mawawala ang pait nito. Magkakaroon ng panahon na ikay mabibigo. Mawawala sa tamang pag-iisip, ikay magugulo. Para bang di mo alam kung ang ulam nyo'y mechado, apritada o menudo. Karanasang high school ay aking gustong balikan, nais na maulit muli at makamtan. Sana'y sa pag-ikot ng mundo, aking muling patunguan ang saya sa mataas na paaralan. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, thank you very much. This is actually a very relatable piece now. It captures the minuscule and simple things about being in high school. It is all about the things that you experience on a daily basis and the things that you see other classmates do. All of that panliligaw vibes, those review vibes. And so thank you so much to Edgar for the flashbacks. That was like so high school, and I was really feeling it. So seems like our comment section is kind of blowing up, and a couple of things are actually very funny. I'll try and read them later and give sufficient feedback from our audience. But let us now go back to being hurt because you all seem to like that, to that Totga moment, to that Totga experience. So let us hear the poem entitled Mga Alaala ng Pira-Pirasong Yeso, which was written by Shane Ann Zamudio, a STEM student from Muntinlupa National High School. So hello, Shane. Hello, Shane. Are we having some technical difficulties? Oh, there we are. Hello, Shane.
Hello po.
So the
Ulit
stage
po.
is yours.
Okay po. Mga alaala ng pira-pirasong yeso. Kamusta ka na? Nandyan ka pa rin kaya? Kasi ako nandito pa rin gaya ng mga agiw sa dingding at ng mga alikabok dito sa lumang silid-aralan. Tahimik na minamasdan ng nakaimprentang pangalan natin sa upuan. Mahigpit ako niyakap ng mga alaala nating dalawa habang mahinang inuusal ng mga nakasulat sa pisara. Nakasulat dito mga pangako ng hindi pagbitiw at pag-iwan. Sabay din nating iginuhit dito ang ating mga pangarap. Mapait akong umiti habang tahimik na inaalala at tinatanaw ang ganda ng ating nakaraan. Aaminin ko na kahit saglit naging payapa ang paligid dahil ikaw ang inibig, ngunit ikaw din ang nagbigay ng lungkot at rason ng dating payapa ay nanunot sa mga bakit at paano. Di ko na muling alam kung paano makababalik sa dati. Kung limot mo na at naliligaw sa lawak ng hardin ng panahon, hayaan mo dalhin ulit kita sa simula. Sa kung paano ako unang nabighani sa mga mata mong kumikislap na parang tala. At kung paano ako nahuli ng mga itong nakatitig sa'yo. Daglingan akong tumingin sa malayo. Dahil sa takot na baka asarin mo. Lumipas ang araw. Unti-unti. At dahan-dahan akong nahuhulog sa'yo. Maraming pagkakataon ko na ring sinubukan na ilahad ang nararamdaman kong ito, ngunit dahil sa takot ng pag-iwan at paglayo mo. Binulong ko na lamang sa hangin ang mga salitang nais sabihin. Naalala ko rin noon, nung sabay tayong kumakanta at marahan mong tinitipa ang gitara. At nung nasa koro na, dahan-dahan kong hinihinaan ang aking pagkanta upang magbigay daan sa boses mong nakakakalma. Magulo ang paligid, ngunit sumasabay sa saliw ng musika ang puso nating dalawa, na parang ito'y iisa. Tila ikaw, ang paborito kong sining malalim, ang bawat anggulong ngunit hinayaan mong sisirin ko ang kailaliman nito. At mamangha sa ganda nito, hinayaan mo rin akong tuklasin ang pinakatatagong mong lihim at natutunan kong mahalin ang bawat parte mo. Kung may pagkakataon lang ngayon na ulitin ulit ang kahapon, hindi ako magdadalawang isip na umamin sa'yo. Ngunit, huli na ang lahat. Umalis ka nang walang pasabi at pangako ng pagbabalik. At ito pa rin ako. Nakatayo sa mga bakas ng mga markang iniwan mo. Salamat po.
Okay, so ouch, ulit. It's truly hard to let go of things that mattered to you once, diba? Na seeing them resurface is always a surprise because you don't know whether or not it will hurt like the last time. Or perhaps it may feel worse, or if you've healed unconsciously or forced yourself to heal. And the way that it was delivered by Shane as well, with a little gravel in her voice and the hurt that you can literally hear it. You can taste it in your mouth. You can feel it. The words, they're just like so relatable and they resonate, diba? So Thank you so much, Shane, for that performance. Even if you gave me like a little bit of like a pain, little pinch, more than a little pinch, it was probably like a lot. But thank you so much for that, and really appreciate the words and the piece. Feeling okay and solid? Are you still fine? The comment section is sort of like blowing up. And we are happy that people feel it, because that's the point of poetry. It's meant to move you. So speaking of moving, let us move forward to our next performance. This is from a junior high school student in Manila Science High School. The stage is ready for you, Trisha Lorraine M. Losa, to share the piece, Paano na bukas ang tinahak na landas.
Paano na bukas? Paano natin haharapin ang bukas na naghihintay sa atin? Paano na bukas? Sa pagtungtong mula elementarya patungong sekundarya, maraming nalilito kung ano-ano nga ba ang kanilang nararapat na isagawa. Lahat ay nabigla, lahat ay lumuha at lahat ay namangha. Ngunit sa lahat ng mga ito ay isa lamang ang sigurado. Maraming magiging pagbabago. Sa bagong kapaligiran ay mayroon ding mga bagong tagpong kaibigan. Mga kaibigang sasama at aakay sa bawat isa laban sa mga problema. Mga kaibigan na sasamahan kang sumayaw, kumanta at sa lahat ng iyong mga hilig. Mga kaibigan na umulan man o bumagyo, nandyan para sa iyo. Mga kaibigan na hindi kayo iwan, magpakailanman. Sa mga pagbabagong ito ay mayroong mga suliraning sa atin ay patuloy na darating. Sa mga suliraning ito ay maraming beses tayong mabibigo. Ngunit ilang beses mang mabigo ay huwag na huwag dapat sumuko. Sabi nga nila, sa bawat magsasarang pintuan ay maraming magbubukas na durungawan. Dahil gaano man kalaki ang epekto nito sa bawat isa, ay laging may natitirang pag-asa. Laging isaisip na ang mga pagsubok na dumarating sa ating buhay, ang sa atin ay mas nagpapatibay. Ngunit matapos ang lahat ng saya, paghirap at lungkot, ano na nga ba ang sunod na magaganap? Kahit anuman ang mga ibinilin, ang landas na tatahakin ay laging nasa sa atin. Ang bawat pagpapasya ay hindi na mauulit. Kaya naman, dapat ay alam natin ang mga magiging kapalit. Kung tayo ba ay mas magpupursigi upang makamtan ng ating mga minimithi o magpapaapekto at magpapaimpluwensya sa mga sinasabi ng iba. Tayo lamang din ang makasasagot. Ngunit wag na wag din nating kalimutan na humingi ng tulong sa Kanya. Sa ating buhay bilang mag-aaral, ay maraming hamon ang darating. Mga hamon na dapat ay buong tapang nating harapin. Mga hamon na hindi magiging hadlang sa pagpili natin, nang alam nating makabubuti para sa atin. Harapin natin ang bukas. Sundin ang tamang landas. Ang tamang landas na dapat nating piliin. Kung ikaw ang tatanungin, anong landas ang iyong tatahakin? Paano na bukas ang tinahak na landas? Maraming salamat.
So, ito na yun. That is like peak high school vibes, because everyone's experience in high school, as Trisha tells us, is different from other people. And even if there are tropes and archetypes in that sense, it is a personal encounter, a personal process. And a lot of people in their youth has had time to reflect on pain and happiness and friendship and so on, and all of the thoughts that consume us when we are young. And we ask now, where will we go next? About where are we going? What's to happen now? So thank you, Trisha, for your very profound piece on the high school life and moving forward, and owning up to that fear, to that tomorrow, diba? So our next piece has a very impactful title, and it is called Pusong Tuliro sa Tamang Tawiran. Are we ready, audience? Are we ready? Because you all have been screaming. So this was written by Avril Gail T. Flores, who is also a junior high school student from Manila Science High School. Let us now welcome her to our screens. Hello, Avril.
Hello. Hi! Good afternoon to all. Ang tula ko ngayon ay hindi tungkol sa sakit ng pag-ibig. Masyado na mapanakit yung mga tula ng iba. Ngunit ito ay patungkol sa isang batis. Ang tula ng pangangamba. Kung sisisid nga ba sa batis ng diwa na mas kilala bilang Masay. Alas 7 ng umaga, ang unang taon, unang pagtawid, ako'y natakot at nagmasid. Muntik na umabali ang leg ko sa kakatingin, sa kakatanaw kung paano tumawid. Ang takbo ng iba sa kabila ay sing-bilis ng hangin. Nakakahiya na ako'y nag-aalangan pa rin. Ako'y tumawid at ang nadatnan ko'y isang batis. Sumubok sumisid. Sana'y tama ang aking pagkilatis. Bawat araw kasama sila ay makulay. Nawawala ang pagod sa ngiting taglay. Nakakatuwang halakhak. Kasama sila sa bawat daang tinatahak. Tandang-tanda ko ang pusong piliro. Marso ng lahat ay naging klaro. Tunay na ito ay ang tamang tawiran. Salamat at hindi ko ito tinalikuran. Matagal na akong nakatawid. Ngunit mahaba pa ang aking lalangin. Hindi ko alam kung saan ako tatangayin. Alam ko lang na sa batis ng diwa, ako'y sasanayin. Para sa mundong, kailangan ko harapin. At yun ang Pusong Tolero sa Tamang Tawiran. Maraming salamat.
So, thank you so much for that. As we all know, diba, fear is a human thing, especially when you realize how much you have grown, only to see that there is still such a way to go, diba? So we ask ourselves, when will this stop? And the anxiety and not knowing, the hesitance in crossing the road, in the metaphor that is used by Avril. And you try negotiating some other way you can move on without being afraid. And it's difficult, and it's a mark of being young. And I feel that as well, and that's very accurate. So thank you so much, Avril, for that very timely and relatable piece. You hurt us a little, but that's fine. We appreciate that. Now for our I believe that one of our performers was unable to show up today, so we are moving forward to the last batch of performers, which we have especially prepared for everyone here. But first, let us watch this short intermission video of the high school photos of the department faculty and the officers of our organizations, FEU Litsoc and ELC. Have you seen those photos? Of course, I would like to give specific shout outs, of course, to the pictures that sort of stood out. to Junie na dumudukot ng nachos, and also to Sir Manny's photos, the group pictures that you got to see. He's actually at the end side of the pictures, and it is very nice to see how our teachers and our professors have grown through the years. Sir Marcos' photos are also very outstanding. Sir Percy, very cool, very fresh, very young. Christopher's photos, I love them the most. But now let us move on for our very, very special performances. Let us welcome a Filipino actor, dancer, and television personality, online influencer, TJ Marquez, and he will read for us a poem written by the Roberts called I Want to Be.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, TJ Marquez, and today I will read something from Mr. Deshaun Roberts titled I Want to Be. So here we go. I want to be your favorite hello, and I want to be your hardest goodbye. I want to be the one who never makes you cry, the one who puts that sparkle in your eye. I want to be the one you trust, and I want to be the one you can tell all your secrets to. I want to be the one always by your side, the one you're stuck to like glue. I want to be the one who makes you happy, and I want to be the one who makes you smile. I want to be the one waiting for you as you're walking down the aisle, the one to whom you'd say, for you, I'd walk 1,000 miles. I want to be the one you truly love, and I want to be the one who fills your heart. I want to be the one who's always there to hold you in the dark, the one who loves you from the very start. Thank you so much.
So this piece is about, of course, wanting to love someone and to be loved by them in return. It takes this very ideal and therefore romantic role of the one who is first and there, and the one is most, diba? It is about love that fits all of the spaces and all of the parts, and that being enough in an everlasting sense. And it's like we said earlier, it is very ideal, diba? But it is also very beautiful, and to hope that there is love like that. So thank you so much to TJ for that very touching poem. We really appreciate his participation in this specific event and for the time that he allotted for us. So for the next performance, let us welcome a child actor who has been actively involved in a lot of primetime soap operas, and here to read to us High School Life, which was originally posted by Pahina ng Tula. Let us welcome Mark Justin Alvarez.
Hello po. Babasahin ko po yung High School Life. Ito po. Sa buhay, meron tayong di malilimutan. Maliligayang panahon, alaala't karanasan. Buhay noong high school, pinaka-espesyal. Una tayong natutong umibig at magmahal. Nagawa natin lahat yata ng kalokohan. Galit ng ating mga guro, ating natikman. Minsan tayo'y sama-samang pinarusahan. Dahil sa labis nating pag-iingay at kakulitan. Kapag dumadaan si crush, labis itong kaba. Hindi makatingin at sobrang hiyang-hiya. Kung maaari lamang ako'y matunaw na at kung ako'y sumulyap ay panakaw pa. Minsan sa klase, tumatakas at tatambay. Kaya itong aming guro, gigil sa kasasaway. Kinabukasan, papatawag na tong sinanay. Nakakabingi sermon pag-uwi sa bahay. Kapag may intrams at araw ng mga puso, lahat kami nag-e-enjoy sa dami ng pakulo. Subalit, ang pinakamasaya yatang yugto, JS Prom, pagkat lahat ay excited na totoo. Buhay ng high school ay napakahalaga. Bahagi ng buhay natin na napakasaya. Balik-balikan at ating ibahagi pa. Mga dating kwento na nagpapaalala. Minsan, aking iniisip, napapangiti sa mga katutuwang alaala. Sana nga ba kami lahat napunta? Sana kahit isang araw, muling magkasama. Thank you po.
So thank you so much for that, Mark Justin. Personally, I believe that the piece that he shared, I believe it to be true, that high school sticks with you even long after you have moved past it, and that the memories of intrams and activities in the school grounds and all of the things that you and your classmates have done, yung small crushes, tambay sa canteen, yung mga may nag-walk out pag may nagbe-breakdown sa gitna ng classroom, yung pinapalabas ng classroom, you remember them fondly when you think of them. And that's why we're here today, diba? That's why we gathered here in this open mic to honor that lasting memory. So thank you again to Mark for that universally relatable poem. And we're glad that you have joined us for this event and that you have made time to be here today. So thank you. We really appreciate your participation. Now, adding to the tangent of romantic pieces that we have had today, the pieces that have sort of hurt us, let us welcome an artist from BMW 8 Agency who has recently played a recurring role in GMA's First Yaya, and hopefully he will bring us some healing to the love hurts. Let us welcome Joaquin Domagosa to read a poem by Siegfried Ivan M. de los Santos, and it is called Sunlight.
Greetings to the students and teachers at FEU. If you do not know me, my name is Joaquin Domagoso, and today I want you to take a moment of your time to read a short poem. It's called Sunlight by Siegfried Ivan M. de los Santos. Here it goes. This day I will never forget, the moment when we first met. At the balcony I saw you once, beautiful sight, though seen at one glance. I will never forget that beautiful sight. A beautiful girl, behind her is the sunlight. The moment kept my world from turning. The moment kept my heart from beating. But the time seems to go so fast. This moment never seems to last. And in my memories, this will be kept forever until the time that we will be together. That day I will never forget. Beautiful girl, behind us the sunset. That day my love for you was so true. Kept in my heart, my one and only you.
So this particular piece that Joaquin chose is a very first love mood, diba? Na it is seeing someone under the light and appreciating that beauty and trying to carve that into your memory and looking back on it over and over as if longingly and fervently. And it translates even better with the emotions attached to the delivery, the breaths, the manner of speaking. Ang tanong ko lang naman sa audience ay kung kinilig ba kayo. Has it healed a little bit? Hopefully it has, and we really appreciate the participation as well of Joaquin Domagoso. Thank you so much for the poem and for the effort and for the time. So for our last three pieces actually. For our last three pieces, we are now presenting to you the institution in which we originate, Far Eastern University, and we are welcoming a bunch of performers from our own side of the playing field. So let us welcome a member of the Department of Language and Literature faculty. If Sir Alvin Rosales is here, he will be delivering his original piece, which is called Maaalala Mo Kaya, Magpakailanman. Hello, Sir Rosales. Are you here with us today?
Desiree, clear ba yung audio ko?
Yes, sir. It is clear naman po.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Maalaala mo kaya? High school lang kay ganda. High school days, so my high school days are exciting and saya. Huwag kayong mangamba, di ako kakanta. Mga linyang ibinigay, mga Gen Z, galing pala kay Sharon Cuneta. Ngunit itong susunod, ito'y sa akin na. Di ko nalalahating sa sobrang dami nila. Ngayon makinig kayo. Itong tatlong ito. Una, ngunit di naman ako ang nasa dulo. Salamat sa mga kabarkada ko, sa kanilang pag-aaral ako'y nainganyo. Sa napakaraming test, sinubukan kung hanggang saan ako. At may isang bagay na nagtulak upang di makakuha ng zero. Kaming magbabarkada parating naghahamunan. Sa hamong iyon, talagang magkakasubukan. Sa score, kami nagpapataasan. Isang kompetisyon ang naging talunan upang makabawi, makuha ang koronang inaasam-asam. Pangalawa, laro. Magsimula tayo sa pambansang laro. Ano pa ba kundi ang larong sipa? Tuwing recess, maging lunch break, kaming magkakabigay sabik na sabik. Ihahanda na ang bakal na mahibla ng plastic. Sisipain ng sisipain, wag lang sumabit. Sa bubong ng classroom, tiyak di nababalik. Sa tuwing kami naglalaro ng sipa, pawis di alintana. Maging ang pawis sa kilikili sa amin, di problema. Ang mga classmates na babae, marahil lang sadyang nagdurusa. Basketball. Sino ba naman ang di nakakaalam? Paboritong laro ng napakaraming kabataan. Naalala ko pa sa school may palisahan. Kaming magbabarkada, bumuo ng isang kupunan. Maraming ensayo ang pinagdaanan, mga gameplay talagang pinag-isipan upang ang ibang team ay di kami matambakan. Nagsimula na ang mga laro, lahat intense na intense. Lahat ayaw magpatalo, nais makuha ang tropeyo. At alam niyo ba kung sino ang nanalo? Kaming mga inosentes, lahat nilang paso. Bukod sa sipat, basketball, Counter-Strike ay nasa Hall of Fame. Ito pala ay isang computer game. Hanggang ngayon still existing. Kung saan sa dalawa ang barkada hahatiin. Grupo ng mga pulis at grupo ng mga terorista. Hawak-hawak ang baril upang umasinta. Walang nais iwasan kundi ang matamaan ng bala. Ngunit nangyayari talaga na ikay natutumba. Ngunit sa iyong mga mata merong malinaw na makikita. Mamamatay ka man sa laban, ngunit di ang pagkakaibigan. Pangatlo, ito na ang panghuli. Ano pa ba ang kulang upang ang tulang ito ay makumpleto? Ano ba ang nagpapakilig sa inyo? Kundi ang usaping pag-ibig, tama ba ako? Isang araw, ako'y nagising. Ilan sa mga kabarkada ko, meron ng mga girlfriend. Ako'y napaisip, napatanong, napaisip, napatanong, napaisip, napatanong, napaisip. Ang daming pag-isip at mga tanong, di ba? Siyempre, ang pag-ibig mas mahirap sagutan. Mas mahirap pa kaysa sa mga exam. At ako'y napalingon. May biglang natanaw. Isang chinitang babae, mahabang buhok, balingkilitan ng katawan, ito pa ang lambing ng boses. At siyempre, di magpapahuli kung ganda ang labanan. Ako'y muling napaisip, napatanong, napaisip, napatanong, napaisip, napatanong, napaisip. Hindi ko na. Ako'y sinagot niya ba? Maalala mo kaya? Magpakailanman. Hanggang dito na lang, to be continued sa susunod na silid kulaan. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much for that, Sir Alvin. As we have talked about memories of early on, and we keep emphasizing this, and we personalize and reclaim the things we have witnessed and participated in our youth, and what we have done. And now we look back onto it and see it for what it is, for the picture. And regardless of whether Sir Alvin draws from his own generation, which is, of course, the conditions of that is drastically different from our experiences, we have little bits of memories that are similar. We find ourselves in the picture that he paints with his words, with his performance in his poem. Then we extend that to a larger scale of things and look around us and how our games have changed, how they have expanded, how they have applied to the world in some way. And that socio-political references in there are really flavorful. Really love to hear it because it validates an experience that is beyond the high school life, that is a reflection of it. So thank you so much, Sir Alvin. That was very meaningful, and I am very touched by the piece that you have shared. Now, to represent the FEU English Language Circle, the president of the academic organization, and a freshman student as well who will be moving on to his next year. And we're very proud of him because I'm going to share a tiny story, but we first met Juan Miguel Enriquez in this specific setting in an open mic last year. And now he is a Tamarao and he's an officer in our organization. So let us pass the mic to Juan Miguel Enriquez, who will be sharing with us Salamat Sa'yo, Kaibigan.
Thank you, Ate Des. Am I audible? Uh, okay. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge my co-writers for this collaborative piece. To my friends, Francis, Luigi, Jake, thank you for helping me compose this poem with me. Without further ado, here's my poem, Salamat Sa'yo, Kaibigan. Narito ako ngayon, isang taong inaalala ang nakaraan. Mga alaalang kay saya at munting binabalikan. Sa mga kwento man ng lungkot o kagalakan, bakit ako kinakabahan sa maaaring idala ng kinabukasan? Nagsimula tayo sa simpleng kumustahan. Nagdududa pa ako sa una, ngunit nasanay ako sa huli. Sa pagsasama natin ay nagsilbing pagtakas ko mula sa mga problema. Ano pa ba ang hihilingin ko? Hindi naman tayo perpekto, ngunit dahil sa'yo, natutunan kong makontento. Wala naman akong karapatang piliting manatili kayo, ngunit sa walang pag-aatubili ay pinili niyo pa ring tanggapin ako. Kaibigan, kung naririnig mo man ang tulang ito, naway hindi kang maguluhan dahil ako'y tunay na nakakalito. Nagpapasalamat ako dahil sa lahat ng ating pinagdaanan, hindi ito naging dahilan para ako'y iwan mo. Hindi ito naging hangal sa ating pagsasama. Sa pagpasok ng silid-aralan, kahit kailanman ay hindi ko inaasahan na may tatagal pala akong kaibigan. Sumisid sa kwarto na walang kakilala, umahon ako na may daladalang yamang na hindi naman kailanman mapapalitan. Pagsabak sa lungkot, away at katuwaan, kahit sa anong stress na ating madaanan, masaya ako dahil kayo ang mga nakasama ko. Saan nga ba matatagpuan ang sarili? Sa lugar kung saan tahimik? Sa sariling kwarto na puno ng atin? O sa mga taong ating nakakasalamuha? Mga sandaling inakala magdudulot ginhawa, ay siyang pinagbulan ng hiwalayan. Tanong sa ating mga sarili, hanggang kailan? Nasasabik sa ating muling pagkikita, naaalala ang mga ngiti sa ating mga mukha. Salamat sa tawa, sa tuwa, sa luha, at pakikisama. Salamat sa inyong mga kaibigan, kailan may di makakalimutan. Mga pagkakataong magulo at magkahiwalay, mga pagkakataong magkasama tayong naglalakbay. Nakahilata man tayo o nakaupo, gumagalaw man o nakatayo. Sa bawat takbo at bawat pagtula, sa bawat pahina na binabasa, bawat imahe na kinukuha at ginuguhit, sa bawat laro na talo at wagi. Mga alaalang sa kinabukasan ay ating imumuni. Doon natin natatagpuan ang ating sarili. At dito ko rin masasabing salamat, kaibigan. Salamat dahil kahit sa tigas man ng ulo ko'y nariyan ka pa rin para umintindi. Salamat dahil tinulungan mo akong maniwala sa sarili kong mga desisyon. Salamat dahil tinulungan mo akong maniwala at magmahal ng sumandal ako at umiyak sa iyong mga balikat. Salamat kahit itulak ako ng mundo ay nandito ka sa tabi ko. Itinuturi kitang kapatid. Magkasama sa mundong lalim ng buhay ating isinisisid. Walang sapat na oras ang kayang ilaan para sabihin kung gaano ako nagpapasalamat dahil umiiral ka sa aking buhay. Paulit-ulit isinasabi na kung mahina ang loob mo, hindi kawalan ang sumandal sa iba. Dahil ang mabuting puso ay nakakasigurado na makakasandal rin sila sa iyo. Maraming salamat sa iyo, kaibigan. Maraming salamat po.
Okay. So, relate during relate, yun na yun. This poem was actually a collaboration between Wami and all of his friends in high school. So it's very true to its meaning. Diba? They have stuck by each other through the challenges they have faced, and the relationships we have built with people with the foundation of time is truly hard to replace and to find in someone else, in some other dynamic. And this commitment of friendship, of brotherhood, of sisterhood, and so on is also the becoming of youth. It is perhaps the most fun and substantial all of that, and perhaps even finding a soulmate in a friend. So thank you so much for that one, Migs. Now, for our last performance of the day, may we welcome another faculty of the Department of Language and Literature to take the stage. This is Undisciplined Infatuation by Ma'am Lourdes Ignacio. Hello, Ma'am Lourdes.
Hi there. Good afternoon, Desiree and everyone. I'm very honored to be invited in this open mic event. So I'd like to start off by saying that infatuation can abnormally change you. Hence, it becomes undisciplined infatuation. Undisciplined infatuation by yours truly. Cutting classes unavoidably leads to student and teacher clashes. Thread of lies spun by a misguided, infatuated girl, insistently provoked by her like-minded cohorts, that it is young love's unwritten norm to stalk a high school boy, never mind encroaching her own mental rendezvous where academic shenanigans can escape even the most clever parental decoy. Infatuation is just an ephemeral pubescent pleasure. How long it will last, no one can exactly measure. But one paramount thing is wisely sure. It takes vehement discipline to say no to infatuation's frolic leisure. My high school days have long been over. Ask me not when they had been over. My infatuation proclivity is a treasured secret. I'm bound to keep it for my own merit. But please set me apart from the rest, for I have always been a disciplined practitioner of infatuation. And that is my advice to all infatuated victims. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, thank you so much, Mom. So basically, what Mom is trying to tell us about it is young love being so messy, but it's a little messy, and I think it has something to do with the fact that love when you are in high school, when you're young, it is raw and unchallenged, and you haven't tried it yet. So you try and spill everything into these small pieces of infatuation that Mom tells us. And the poem raises actually a very unconscious and concealed layer of young love. These are things that we don't want to admit that happen, but they do happen. So thank you so much, Mom Lulu. What a way to close the performances we have for today. That was really true to itself. The words, the honesty, and the vocabulary is very beautiful and very compelling. So before we officially end the program,
Thank you, Desiree.
we would also like to thank you so much, ma'am. We would like to award our guests with certificates of appreciation for sharing their time with us, and of course, including our performers who are students who have participated for today. So this certificate of appreciation and participation is awarded to TJ Marquez, to Mark Justin Alvarez, Joaquin Domagoso, Alvin Rosales, Juan Miguel Enriquez, Ma'am Lourdes Ignacio, Brian James San Ramon, Sofia Clarice Bernardo, Ina Alexandria Oñate, Rihanna, Andrea Panganiban, Claire Ventura, Edgar Redgen E. Planton, Shane Ann Zamudio, Trisha Lorraine M. Losa, Alejandro Basco Soriano, Avril Gale T. Flores, for sharing their talents to us during the Open Mic 2021, Silid Tulaan, Love Notes and Letters to the High School Life, and given on this 24th day of May 2021 at Far Eastern University, Manila, signed by the Department Chair of the Department of Language and Literature, Dr. Emmanuel Gonzalez, and also the Dean of the Institute of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Rowena Capulong Reyes. So thank you so much for being here with us today and making this event possible and sharing your time and your hearts and your emotions. If it's okay with you all, we would like to request that you turn on your cameras and join us for a group picture. And we will be doing this all together now. Hello, everyone. Wow, fresh. Share your cameras if it's okay. Give you a little bit more time. Hello. Hi. Yan. Dami na natin. Mukha na tayong classroom. Hello, everyone. So I'm waiting for the others as well, if it's possible. Ma'am Anne, will you be taking the screenshots or do I have to?
Yes.
Chanel
Bautista.
Are you ready na?
Yes po.
Okay, first slide.
Oh, ayun.
Next. Okay na po, thank you.
Yay! Thank you so much for sharing your cameras. Before we close, we would like to, of course, express some of our personal gratitudes. And I would like to call on my fellow president and a student of BA Language and Literature, Juan Miguel Enriquez, to thank our officers for this academic year.
As the academic year comes to an end, I would like to acknowledge the current officers of the English Language Circle for a successful run in the organization. With support from the Department of Language and Literature, as well as the FEU Literature Society, it has been a pleasure to work with all of you. To the future language and literature students who would be applying in Far Eastern University, the organization will be gladly accepting applicants for future open positions for the upcoming school year. For more updates and inquiries, you may send them to English Circle at feu.edu.ph. And to all the current officers of the English Language Circle, thank you for your hard work and dedication.
So thank you, Juan Miguel Enriquez, and thank you as well for the English Language Circle, who has been working very closely with FEU Literature Society and all of the projects that we were working on for this year. As for FEU Literature Society, some of my officers are here right now. Walang iiyak. Wala ring mag-leave. Teka lang. I would like to personally thank our organization advisor who has gone through like above and beyond in assisting us with our content and activities, and we truly value the guidance and feedback you have given us. We are grateful for you, Sir Marco. Sana next year ulit. Hopefully you'll stay with us. To my Vice President, Marian Acebuche, for always having my back and trusting me, and for being so solid and doing the most to support the organization. This is gonna be really quick. To Christopher Pascual, our secretary, thank you sa notes, sa minutes of the meetings, lahat ng yan, and beyond that, and thank you for picking up the work that needed to be done. To Coley, our treasurer, thank you for the enthusiasm and the commitment in your duties as an officer. Apakabilis mo magtrabaho. And as your president, I appreciate that. I salute. To Frances, our auditor, thank you for always initiating ideas and discussions and for suggesting so many valuable ideas, and for all of the work that you took on even when you are pressured and stressed. Just remember, you look cute while doing it. To Junie, our PRO, for the number of emails and the messages you have sent, for being present in all of the meetings and volunteering to do the toughest job of editing several videos in like one night. Thank you. To Sophia, our creatives officer, thank you for the amount of color you have brought to the organization with both your ideas, and our PubMats have been going really well this year. Thank you for riding with me and the rest of the officers through all of that. And Ethniel, sana happy ka dyan. Alam niya na yan. So, to close today's event, let us call on the head of the Department of Language and Literature, who we are also thankful for, because he has always motivated the organizations FEU ELC and FEU Litsoc, and also the faculty to get involved and strive higher as a department and to be solid in that relationship. Let us welcome to our screens Dr. Emmanuel Gonzalez.
Hello. Hello. Naririnig ba ako? Des? Okay. Okay. So, akala ko akala ko kasi masaya ang closing event. No, naiiyak tuloy ako ngayon. Okay. So, kasi lahat ng participants ay very happy ako sa mga nangyari ngayon, no? Isang taus-pusong pasasalamat ang aking pinahatid sa lahat ng mga nakiisa sa sa aming webinar na Poetry Reading Silid Tulaan. Kagaya ng mga celebrity guests natin na nagbigay ng oras para ma-record nila ang pagbasa ng kanilang tula, katulad ni Joaquin Damagoso, TJ Marquez, at si Mark Justin Alvarez na live ngayon dito sa ating webinar. Sa mga students, senior high school, junior high school, isang napakaganda ng inyong mga pagbabahagi ng inyong talento sa pagtula. So, sana lahat kayo ay makita ko rito sa FEU para i-share din ninyo inyong mga talent na yan. No? Gayunpaman, kung kay sarap talagang nating balikan ang nakaraan. Sabi nga sa kanta, kung maibabalik ko lang ang ating nakaraan. Diba? Ay, naku po. Ang mga memories na ito ay magpapaalala sa atin na tayo minsan ay naging bata na nakadama ng saya, lungkot, tagumpay o kabiguan man na siyang nagbigay sa atin ng karanasan sa buhay na tayo ay maging matatag at upang harapin pa natin ang matinding hamon ng ating buhay. Tandaan, ang pinakamasayang bahagi ng ating buhay ay ang high school life, kaya ating itong ilagay sa ating puso at balik-balikan ang ligayang dulot nito sa ating buhay. Subalit dapat tayong sumulong pa rin at maging matagumpay sa ating buhay ngayon, no? May pandemic man ngayon, hindi dapat tayong huminto na mag-isip at mangarap, no, ng mataas na pangarap na masaganang buhay. Kaya kayo man, lahat ng mga senior high school rito, hintay namin kayo. May scholarship ditong binibigay ang Department of Language and Literature, lahat ng may poetry love, no? Lahat ng mga mahusay sa pagtula ay kaya namin, kayo ay naanyayahan namin, no? So yan ang ating buhay. Muli, maraming salamat at magkita-kita tayo dito sa FEU kapag lahat na ay ligtas. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga gumawa ng webinar na ito, sa English Language Circle sa kanilang suporta. At syempre, ang main proponent nito ay ang Literature Society, no? LitSoc, at maraming salamat. Syempre, ang aming staff, Miss Ann Salaysay, sa mga tulong dito sa aming webinar. At maraming salamat at maligayang pagbabakasyon sa lahat ng mga estudyante. Okay? So, thank you very much sa participation ngayong araw na ito. Magandang hapon ulit sa inyong lahat.
Thank you so much, everyone, for participating in our event. And thank you as well to Dr. Manuel Gonzalez for initiating and spearheading this project. Again, we would like to emphasize that the FEU Literature Society and FEU English Language Circle is open to extending our family to the next generation of FEU learners. And the Department of Language and Literature is open for enrollees. We would be glad to accommodate your thoughts in your poetry and your language in our classrooms and in our learning modules and in our curriculum. So thank you so much for being a part of today. I hope that you all enjoyed it, and we are officially finished with today's event. But I think I would, in the time that we are waiting, people can now proceed. In the time that we are waiting, as you're leaving, we are here to play the FEU hymn for you.
Our
Thank you everyone for being here today. I'm reading through the comments right now. Thank you for the energy. Nakakatuwa.